and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try a double chocolate muffin with a leprechaun latte made with dark chocolate, peppermint, and Irish cream. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through April 1st is $1 off all pasta, $2 off spaghetti sauce, and special discounts on hamburgers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney and Lincoln, or also at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you facing a legal problem and don't know where to turn? You need trial attorneys you can trust. Liberty Law Group's experienced trial attorneys will handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Whether you have been accused of a crime, injured in an accident, or threatened with a lawsuit, you can trust that Liberty Law will be there for you. Call for a free consultation and find out how Liberty Law can protect your rights and interests. That's 877-42-LIBERTY, 877-42-LIBERTY, or visit libertylawnebraska.com. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Hey Stars fans, I'm Ford Jack Picard. Join us for Billet Appreciation Night on Saturday, March 29th, when we take on the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. Our billets make each season possible by opening up their homes to players like me each season. We'll be honoring them before the game on the ice with us as a small token of our appreciation. Purchase your tickets now by heading to lincolnstars.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We're going to see plenty of sunshine for your Friday. It's going to be breezy, too. Wind gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour. High risk of fire danger, so a red flag warning will be in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. High temperature of 86 degrees. The record today, 90. So I don't think we're going to set a record this afternoon. Could bring in some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder overnight. Better chance of rain on your Saturday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downer for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, folks. It is Friday morning. It is a beautiful morning here in the capital city. We got Action Jackson holding it down the ones and twos. Nick is still out of town down in Dallas, taking care of business, having a great time watching baseball. We got Rafferty in Huntsville, Alabama. We got my man A.G.Z. back with us today. A.G., are you in Houston or are you traveling, my man?
What's it look like?
I can't see it.
This is my background. Raff, where I'm at.
You in Houston.
Yeah, see, you pay attention to Raff, pay attention to the background.
I don't think you understand.
Tell you where I'm at, AD.
You have to hear me out, brother. The monitor's not on. I can't see.
Well, you've seen me in my background before in Houston. That's no excuse.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is our monitor's usually on. I can't see.
Excuses.
Houston, we have a problem.
No, I'm in Houston. It's 66 and cloudy here.
There we go. The monitor popped in, so I didn't want to assume you was at the crib.
Some minor technical difficulties with AWS.
We also have my man Mark Ladd in the house, assistant soccer coach for Nebraska Wesleyan University, is going to join us for a little bit on this first segment as well and talk about what they have going on. AG, you said it's 66 in Houston this morning?
Yep, and cloudy.
66 and cloudy. Rafferty, what you got there in Huntsville, man?
We got 68 and overcast.
68 and overcast here in the capital city. We are rocking at 66, a high of 82, but wind gusts up to 43 miles per hour later today. So if you are golfing, do some walking because that ball's going to be all over the place if you golf like I do.
That might help my golf game.
It might help your golf game? No,
yeah.
Mark, I've seen you swing the sticks. You can hold your own, man. Who am I fooling? We both going to be walking if we golf.
I've seen us do it.
Yeah, we have a lot of times, man. AG, where were your travels at this week, my man?
I went up to the great north of Door County, just north of Green Bay, probably about an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I say over the last 20 plus years, I've been up to Door County probably a dozen times for weddings, for events and things of that nature. The first event I remember as a Packer living in Wisconsin in the off season. So around this time, I went up there to a high school in Fish Creek, which is one of the small little towns up there in Door County area. Mm-hmm. And they were doing a jump rope for life fundraiser celebration at the middle school, the elementary, middle school, all in the high school. So what I found out was that in small towns like Fish Creek that are all over Wisconsin, I say Minnesota, Michigan, parts of Illinois as well, and Indiana, that the school was all one school. So if you walked in one, you started in one hallway, you were in an elementary school. Then you walked another 10, 15 feet, you were in the middle school. Then another 50 feet, you were in the high school.
Oh, wow.
So it was cool. It was jump rope for life. teaching students to be more health aware, in terms of hearts, cholesterol, and parents were there too to learn about things from a health standpoint. But the jump rope, because jump roping, the rule was like if you jump rope 5 minutes a day, your heart, your body, your legs, everything is in pretty good condition if you stick to just that. So if you do a little bit more, you're adding you're stacking more, I say, points towards you having a healthy body beyond jump rope in 5 minutes a day.
Raff, do you jump rope?
That's a no.
Did you hear me, Raff?
With a pause and look, he paused and looked out the window. That's a no.
I was trying to think of the right answer for that. I think the last time
It's a yes or no question.
Honesty.
Yeah, honesty helps.
That's always the
That's
right
a no. That's okay, Raff. That's okay.
kids
That's
jump
okay.
rope.
The last time I tried to jump rope was at Farrell's, and I think I just went to the imaginary rope because I kept on stepping on it. So
Yeah,
I did the imaginary
that's a
jump.
way to do it too. If you run out of jump ropes, or if you don't have one, jump in place. That
There
counts.
you go. Mark, what about you, man? You ever jump rope, man? Because you're in good shape, Mark.
Some days. Yeah.
Some
Some
days.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't jump roped in a while. During COVID, fellas, I jump roped probably 3 times a day, literally, just to keep my sanity. I'd go to the garage early in the morning. I'd lift in the morning and jump rope. I'd go again at noon. The noon was kind of the one to depend on how the day was going, but no matter what, at least twice a day. I'd do it again in the evenings to decompress from the billion Zooms that we were all doing during that time. But jump roping, man, is a great cardio workout as far as that goes. Cupsker, I appreciate you. Good morning to you. He says, happy Friday, gentlemen. Good morning to you, Cupsker. Good morning to all of you folks that have joined us this morning. Jackson, what about you? You're the whippers. Jackson, what are you, 20 what?
I'm just 20.
Oh, just 20.
20 flat.
The 2-0.
20 flat.
I got kids your age, bro.
Yeah.
I don't.
What'd you say, Raff?
I don't.
You don't?
I got nephews and great nephews your age. You're my great nephew.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, you're younger, man. Jackson, so Jackson, it's gonna be, like I said, he's part of the radio team's filling in for Nick that's out of town right now. But Jackson is a man that's well versed in sports and has been and knows this stuff. I told him yesterday, man. I said, dude, you have a gift, and he truly has a gift for the space, man. And so it's always cool to have him in here. Mark, and the Funky Bunch. I met Mark how many years ago now, man?
Oh, I was going to look that up. I knew that'd come up.
This was his Yankee Hill days.
Oh, yeah.
Even before. So we're talking what? Close to 15 years ago, maybe? Because that picture you sent, that shirt was Wilderness Ridge, and I still have it. It's an Adidas shirt. And that was old.
So you have shirts older than Jackson.
I literally do have shirts older than Jackson. Yes. Literally.
Well, the shirt I'm wearing is older than me. Man.
It's been a long time, Mark. Folks, again, Mark Ladd. He's one of the assistant coaches for Nebraska Wesleyan. Their soccer team. We had Mark on last year as well about this time. Mark, how's life been treating you, man?
Pretty good. You got to be thankful.
Absolutely, brother.
It can change. It can change in a heartbeat.
It can change very quickly, man. It can change very quickly. Mark, how long have you been with Nebraska Wesleyan as a soccer coach now, man?
This is my second season.
Second season.
Yep. So 12 years coaching soccer, second season at Nebraska Wesleyan. Yep.
Tell us about the fam real quick.
So amazing wife, born here in Nebraska, Milford, Nebraska. So
Milford.
I know Milford.
Yeah.
I've been through there a few times. Nice.
So, and then 2 wonderful boys. So Tegan is 14, going to Scott Middle School. So right down the street.
Across the street from your house.
Yeah, right. He has the shortest commute in town.
He can't ever be late. Because when I drive by your house, I'm thinking his kids can never be late for school. Because literally, he could throw a ball there like easily. I mean, like it's across the street.
Yeah.
So 14.
I can kick a soccer ball over there.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah. And then Trevin's 11. So he's going to turn 12 tomorrow.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
We'll give a shout out to Trevin. He just earned the Inspire Award at Adams Elementary. So
congratulations.
They get together and all the teachers vote for one student, and one student only per year gets this prestigious award.
Oh,
and
wow.
So,
out of the school.
Yeah. So Trev got that.
Congratulations.
And I think there's several different Lincoln schools that have it.
Yeah.
I think maybe each school you can get that. And so he just got announced on Tuesday that he won that. So
congratulations.
Pretty
you
amazing.
guys, man.
Pretty amazing human being.
Good job.
Oh yeah.
If
it wasn't for their mom though, it would be.
Oh, it's a team effort.
Completely different, right? Yeah. He would probably be the smelly kid that shows up to school. Right? She worries about, did you shower today? This and that. I asked him, did you get touches on the ball today? You know, the important stuff, right?
You know, this very quick short history in Adams Elementary here in town. I'm sure you know this, Mark. That was named after Colonel Adams, who was a Tuskegee Airman. And he taught for years at Lincoln High School. And growing up, I mean, our parents told us we didn't really realize that we were literally a legend, a historical legend.
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps.
That was a hero that literally taught at Lincoln High School. Colonel Adams was a Tuskegee Airman. And it just passed. Well, it's been a few years ago now he's passed. But a lot of folks didn't know that we had literally history walking through the hallways of Lincoln and throughout the city of Lincoln. But Colonel Adams was an amazing man. So it was great to see that school pay homage to him by naming it after him. Tell us about Wesleyan this year. When you got an event coming up, but tell us about this year's season.
So we're a fall sport. I know most people in Nebraska don't realize that, but we're a fall sport. The University of Nebraska here in Lincoln does not have men's soccer.
Right.
So they only have women's soccer. So we are the only Nebraska, or we're the only Lincoln team to have men's soccer. Wow. And we also have women's soccer, but we're the only one in Lancaster County to have men's soccer. Our closest would be Creighton up in Omaha, and of course UNO.
We don't talk about that school.
Yeah, I don't. Do we have a dump button?
Hit it, Jackson.
Jackson,
No.
hit the dump. That was.
I don't know if we got one of those.
I dropped a.
No, I got
wasn't
no
an F bomb, but I dropped a bomb.
I got no disrespect on him. I just cheer for him.
We're a fall sport, which means we also get to train in the springtime. So. Awesome. Just like any other sport, you know, you think of University of Nebraska, you think of the football team, and they have the spring game that comes up. So, you know, we have our spring game coming up in a few weeks. And so, we had a fantastic season last year in our fall season. We finished what I call 12-8. The American Rivers Conference calls us 11-8-1. And you might be thinking, why would you dispute that, right? Does anybody know?
I have
tie.
It wasn't a tie officially, or officially it wasn't.
But that's in soccer. They catalog ties. Yes.
In our semifinal conference match, we finished, which would go to overtime, and so they consider anything in overtime a tie. You won the tie.
Wow.
Can you believe that? So
No.
yeah. So
Yeah,
they
soccer.
consider the tie, and you won the tie, and I'm like, we moved on to the conference championship. You know, so that no, we won that game. So I call it 12-8. They call us 11-8-1. So
yeah, over in Europe, man, they take that stuff serious. So that is a win. So take that win.
That's what I said.
You know, even though they're not catalog, like you don't see it as that. I'm like, hey, look, I don't care how you put it on the screen or in the book. We made it to the championship. Just tell my team that.
So we were one goal away from making it to the NCAA tournament championship for soccer.
Oh wow!
So, yeah. It's a wonderful season. It was the best season in school history, double-digit wins for us. So back-to-back double-digit wins. So the program's heading in the right direction.
That's great to hear.
Despite my coaching, they're heading in the right direction.
Wow.
So, and that's the first time we've had double-digit back-to-back wins since 07-08 season.
Congrats.
So, wonderful. Yeah, great program.
How many returners will you have next fall? This fall, I should say.
So we graduated several seniors this year that were pretty heavy contributors. We had our starting goalkeeper was an All-American, and that's going to be a big loss for us. Right. So we'll return about 15, 16 players from the fall season to the spring season. So
how many will you keep on your roster this year?
32 is kind of the sweet spot for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No problem filling those spots out?
Not usually. No. Yeah. The hardest part, just like in any team for us, is that because we can live with 28, we can live with 35. It's the culture, right? We want to have a locker room that's supportive, that you can go to your, it's a D3 school. So, we're there for education. And oh, by the way, we get to play soccer and compete, and have a ton of pride for our state and our school, and those little things like that. So we want to find that player that's not only competitive, but is the right fit for us in our locker room, right? How do we help you as a man develop in the right areas and have great sportsmanship, and then, get to go to school and do all those fun things.
Mark, and AG and Raff, be on deck with any questions you have before he dives into the main event he's going to discuss. There's something in the water at Wesleyan this past number of years. The basketball team has done well. Your football team has got some new blood into it. Your baseball team has got an influx of new coaches, and have they lost the one game they've lost, or have they lost yet?
I don't know. I I don't.
I know
them as close as I
they're
should.
taking care of business as well. Your soccer team is showing up and showing out. So obviously, I know you jokingly said, in spite of you, I think you guys have a coaching culture there now that is doing some great things, man. So congrats to you guys, to all of your teams on it. I'm sure AD has got to be extremely happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
well.
It's been fun. It's been fun to be a part of.
Well, tell us about your event.
So as we talked a little bit about it, D1 versus D3, we don't get as much funds as we probably could use, and so if we want to do some extra things for the boys, and we've really tried to focus on player development. And so how do we increase the technology, and how do we increase some of the things that we need, the little things that we need that we can really help out the student athlete with? Last year, we purchased GPS vests. You guys have probably seen some of those on MLS teams or soccer teams. They kind of look like sport bras,
Yeah, I don't like the design of those though, man.
Yeah, it's tough, right? The athletes don't really want us to pin it right on their back.
Right.
They don't. That gets, especially when they're getting slide tackled and all those fun things. But so those vests help us see what the load is for those athletes, not only in training but also in games. And so we can adjust our training schedule based on their heart rate. We can track how many miles per hour they're running on the field. If you're from Europe, it's called the pitch. And so, I don't know if we have any Ted Lasso fans in the house, but
Bam, right here,
coming for a fourth season. So I don't know if you guys know.
Yep, Ted Lasso. Jason Sudeikis doing his thing with his stash.
Yes. So Ted's going to coach a fourth season. It's going to be a women's team. So,
really?
Okay, I didn't see that. I don't think I saw the preview, but okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah, you got to have the inside track with Ted Lasso. So, so D3, we've got to go out and do our own fundraising, and so to help out the athletes, and all of the money we raise goes directly to the athletes. We've got a fantastic program, and they give us what we need, and then we try to provide what we want. So, which helps out quite a bit, but a lot of technology. So this specifically, we're trying to enhance and upgrade our locker room, our men's locker room. In a smaller campus, for many years, we shared our locker room. So the day after our season ended, they had to wipe up all the tiers, take off all the jerseys, turn everything in. And then women's basketball got our locker room right after we did. And we shared our locker room with that. And so now we have our own permanent locker room, and, you walk in there and it's just,
soccer,
well, no, it's just plain Jane. So we're trying to make it soccer. We're trying to get some, new graphics on the wall. We're trying to spruce it up, trying to get some technology in there, some digital boards that can help out with their competitiveness. So who had the highest miles per hour yesterday or last week, or, who has the most goal scores?
You got to do that.
And then I want to really take our history, and put it up on there. So who's the number one goal scorer? So when you can look on the board and you say, okay, I got 3 more to be at AD, right? Which is just 4, right? So whatever those numbers are, right? Yeah. And so we're doing a fundraiser. We're doing a cornhole tournament. So our thought is we'll do a cornhole tournament in the spring. And then of course we'll do our golf tournament in the fall, kind of keeping those 2 in the season that they should be played in. Lincoln Sports Foundation has donated their indoor turf for us. So rain or shine, we're going to have this cornhole tournament next Saturday. So April 5th. It's only $60 per team. So $30, each player, 2 men or 2 women teams, or man and woman, however you'd like to do that. They're going to have a concession stand there for us. Registration is going to be at 1:30. Cornhole is going to start at 2, and it's going to be a double elimination. So should be a ton of fun there for us. We're going to have all of the entire team is going to be there. So you can, ask some questions of our athletes. You could be competing against some of our athletes. Which could be kind of fun. But they'll be there to kind of help and support the cause.
Absolutely. So. Raff, AG, go ahead, my man.
Yeah. So, go Raff. You got it.
Go AG, go.
Yeah. So listen to your coaching, side of it, Coach. Coach Ladd. So what or who influenced you in your coaching style the most before you got it? I know you only been there at Westland for a couple of years now, but I know you coached before at other places. So who did you pick the brain of getting into the coaching style or coaching method?
That's a great question. Gives me either I get goosebumps easy, or you guys just have great thoughts. my freshman football coach gave me the inspiration to the way I coach. He was always relatable. He was tough but fair, and he was always inspiring you. He'd be the first one to scream, lad, this or this, but he'd be the first one if I came off the field and put his arm around me and say, listen, man, you're just absolutely battling out there. Keep going. Do what you do. Lead the team. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be hard for you guys to believe. I'll tell you a funny story about my dad, who we talk about Colonel Adams. My dad was Colonel Ladd. So I was very fortunate enough to serve in the Nebraska Army National Guard up in Omaha and Ashland, and he inspired me to serve my country. So he's a 35-year military veteran, served in Vietnam and Iraq, and made it to just a year and a half short of general, but made it to colonel, right? So if you think about the military
Congrats
ranks.
to your pops, man.
Amazing man, right? But he's dropping me off in the minivan, right? This is the mid 80s, and so he's dropping me off at what back then we would call, midget football, which I'm sure is youth football now. Yeah. And so, I'm not a real big guy. I know it's going to be hard to believe, but he said, Mark, you're not the biggest guy, so you're going to probably want to be, and he doesn't know much about football at that time, right? You're going to probably want to be with one of the guys with the ball. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense, So I come back after the first day and I'm like, Dad, I'm so excited. I'm like, Dad, great news. I get the ball every play.
This story is awesome.
And he goes, no way. Mark, you can't even throw that good. Like, how are they going to make you the quarterback? And I said, no. No, Dad. I'm the center. I start the play every single time. And this is awesome. And he looks at me like, you're 38 pounds. You're going to get murdered in there. So I was fortunately.
I love it. Great story.
I was the starting center from 3rd grade to 12th grade, right? So for my Class B high school in Firth, Nebraska, it's funny because our freshman year, everybody's like, lad's the center. Great. We get to sophomore, our starting center gets hurt, and they go, has anybody played center? And, it's kind of like in soccer, we say, has anybody ever played goalie? We need somebody. And my right guard goes, lad plays center. And he looked at me like, oh, I guess that's better than anybody. So let's put him in there, right? And I never let it go, right? I held on to that bone and never let go of that position. So I became a long snapper and a center. And if it wasn't for, Coach O's inspirational words, and I would have never continued, certainly. There was a lot of games that I questioned my choices to be a center.
I'm sure.
I needed some help. Some help, especially when they were running a 5 front. I needed some help with that nose guard, but it was amazing. So got to play football in Nebraska and absolutely loved it. But to answer your a long-winded question, which all my answers will always be long-winded.
Right. And real quick, tip of the hat to I was at Division III. That's where I started coaching Lakeland University esports program. And your story almost like is the same to my story coming in. We took over the old wrestling center that was on campus. Like the wrestling team got a whole new locker room, and we took over their locker room and made it into an esports facility, 3,000 square feet, 18 PCs and gaming consoles in the first year back in the COVID year. Back in 2020. Wow. So definitely understand the D3 coaching struggle sometimes. So there you go.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
Raff, one quick one, man, before we let him out of here.
All right, just a really quick one I have for you. Does NIL, does that seep in any into Division III, or is that possible, or have you seen any of that? Or
it does. It certainly does in D3, and the more popular sports. So if you think of the sports that have more fans than attendance. Obviously, our basketball team has done really, really well. Made it to the tournament, make deep runs into the tournament, top 8. And so those athletes would have a better opportunity than probably our soccer athletes. They're just going to be more recognizable. You're probably going to get, ours would be very affordable. You're definitely going to get more bang for your buck and recognition with some of those more popular sports.
We got a couple questions on here real fast. Cupsker, just actually a comment he made here. I'm pretty sure Tri-County is like that with the elementary school leading into the high school all in one building. And Cubs, you're right. In fact, I'm going out to Tri-County to speak out there in a few weeks, and I've been there before. It's definitely like that. It's a kind of a longer building, if you would. And then also Cubs Grass, it goes, did you guys play Kansas Wesleyan last year?
We did not.
Nope,
we did not play Kansas Wesleyan. Yep. So we're in the American Rivers Conference, which is out of Iowa.
Okay.
And so we play our conferences. We're the only team outside of Iowa to play in that conference. So it's Nebraska Wesleyan, and then it's everybody else in Iowa. We will go and get some non-conference games. And so this year we're traveling to Kentucky, and we're traveling to Minnesota, and we're traveling to a few different schools this year to grab some non-conference games to kind of get the boys ready for the season. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah.
Well, folks, Saturday, April 5th, 2 p.m. start time, 1:30 p.m. check-in again. It's a cornhole tournament and fundraiser. Proceeds going to the Nebraska Wesleyan soccer team. $60 entry fee per team. Double elimination. There'll be concessions and refreshments available, and sponsorships are available as well. We will tweet this out as well. I'm going to take a picture of this, and I'll send it to Raff and both AG. We will tweet this out on the station as well. And just before then, but you can contact MLAD. That's MLADD at nebraskawesleyan.edu. Again, that's M as in Michael, Ladd, LADD at nebraskawesleyan.edu. There's also a QR code on there, and it's going to be held at the indoor turf field at Lincoln Sports Foundation. Again, that's going to be held at the indoor turf field at Lincoln Sports Foundation. Mark, I hope it's a massive success. Like I said, we're going to put on our social media handles as well. And in the fall, for your golf event, come back again.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys so much. You can register with the QR code right now, and they use an app, a tournament management app for that. Well, you can also just show up. So if your plans change on Saturday and you want to just show up, we are gonna have some prizes for the winners, right? So it could be cash. So I won't officially say that, but it could be cash, right? But you can register at 1:30 with your team. So grab you and a buddy and have some fun. You don't have to be good at it. It is not a semi-professional one. It's not one that you're going to probably see on ESPN either. So, we may have some videos rolling around, but they will not be because they're amazing cornhole shots, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun to have the team out there and get together for a great cause. So.
Mark, I appreciate you, man. You've always, like I said, you're on the board with the Get Her Done Foundation with Larry, Dan Whitney, Larry the Cable Guy. You've been doing that for years. You guys always raise a ton of proceeds for area causes and invest. I always like to say invest in the community. You've been a foundation, a pillar for that, man. So appreciate all the work that you do. And of course, appreciate your service and prayers for the family, man. Appreciate
Thank you so
much, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, nice to meet you, Mark. Good
so
luck
nice
with
to meet you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Guys, again, that is Mark Ladd, assistant soccer coach for Nebraska Wesleyan University. That is April 5th. Check-in time is at 1:30, indoor field and turf field at Lincoln Sports Foundation, folks. When we come back, there was a lot of games that took place last night. Early games were later games were like, we will talk about those when we come back. And a lot of sound bites at the 10 o'clock hour. They had Coach Holgerson as well as Raiola in a very quick appearance by Barney, but we'll talk about that at 10 o'clock and maybe for the entire second segment before we get into the weekend plans for Nebraska baseball and following sports. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 A Ticket.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through April 1st is $1 off all pasta, $2 off spaghetti sauce, and special discounts on hamburgers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney and Lincoln, or also at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit, 0% is standalone.
Hey Stars fans, I'm Ford Jack Picard. Join us for Billet Appreciation Night on Saturday, March 29th, when we take on the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. Our billets make each season possible by opening up their homes to players like me each season. We'll be honoring them before the game on the ice with us as a small token of our appreciation. Purchase your tickets now by heading to LincolnStars.com.
Just about everyone from every part of the state wants to win one of the 8 gray 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. But remember, since Nebraskans of all ages and locations around the state just love this game, tickets will sell fast. So play today and experience the power of gray. Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, Order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We are back on this beautiful Friday morning. This week has gone, seems like it's gone fast. Raff, does it seem like it's gone fast for you, man?
Yes, very fast, very fast. Felt like it was just Monday.
It's been quick. AG, what about you, my man?
No, yeah, definitely busy. I've been traveling this week, and I'll be on the road basically from March 30th to April 27th.
Oh, wow.
And majority of that, 90% of that, I'll be in Wisconsin.
There you go. But at a good time, because it's going to be a lot warmer.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's Green Bay. It's upper Midwest. I'm banking on positivity of Mother Nature and Old Man Winter. Be like they having a nice little cookout and it's all barbecue because the sun's out and everything. So that's what I'm putting good thoughts out, good vibes.
There you go.
to the gods of weather and everything else that runs planet Earth, pretty much.
Well, I tell you what, it's true what you said. It's early to tell because think about it. A week ago, this time in Lincoln, we were still recovering. In Lincoln and Omaha, we're both recovering from a blizzard still. So you never know what's going to take place in the Midwest, in particular, the upper Midwest. This time of year is still pretty dicey as far as that goes.
Yeah,
fellas, last night's games, the first, you know what? Here's the thing. The first games I thought were boring. That's just me. It just was like, wow. You know, Raff, like yesterday, AG, I told Raff that I thought BYU could possibly shock Alabama. The only thing that was shocking is how many 3-pointers that Alabama got, Jackson.
They shattered that record. Man.
Hey, Raff, I don't think anybody is disappointed down in Alabama right now. Am I correct on that?
No, I think they're quite pleased. And then they got Auburn going tonight. So the other half of the state will be probably happy after tonight also.
Yeah, it's a good time to be in down in Alabama as a fan of basketball, regardless if you're a War Eagle or if you're part of the Tide. Again, number 6 BYU seeded drops to number 2 seeded Alabama, 113-188. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Mark Sears, how many threes total yesterday? Was it 23 threes total?
25, maybe.
23, 25. Raff, you're down there. How many was it total, man?
I don't know the total. I was just keeping.
It was
track.
25. Yeah, they were 25 for 51. They shot 49% from the 3-point line, which was absolutely insane, man.
I wanted Sears to tie the record with Fryer. He just rimmed out that last one he took where he was kind of off balance. But man, I was hoping that was going to go in.
Well, I tell you what, he put on a show. I mean, Alabama had 10 3-pointers in the first half alone. And it was almost like they could miss out there. And the game was somewhat close for a while there. You look at that first quarter, 51 points to 4. In that first half, 51-40. In the second half, they just blew it open, man. They just blew it open. Richie Saunders was the high scorer for BYU. He had 25, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals. But Saunders and company were just too much for those guys last night. Gentlemen, your thoughts overall on the game? Obviously, Alabama looked impressive, in my opinion. They took care of business. They won the game again, 113-88. That game with the last 5 minutes or so was pretty much done. Even more than that, was out of hand. Overall thoughts on the game, Jackson? I'll let you start it off, my man. Overall,
I thought it was an underwhelming performance from BYU. I thought they were coming off a good win. I mean, we talked about it here yesterday. They have a chance to upset. Like we really thought that they were going to do great things in this game. I still picked Alabama at the end of the day. I figured that they were going to overcome BYU, but I didn't think that Alabama was going to go out there and make 25 threes.
No.
I think when they went into half, they were like, surely they're going to slow down. Okay, all we have to do is just play a little bit more close-up defense. And then they came out and they made even more. So it was just a poor performance by BYU. I think they got the best of them that day. But yeah,
Raff and AG, thoughts?
I would say when the team gets hot like that, there's just nothing you could do. When you have 25 3-pointers, just think about that, right? You, as a coach, player, fan, you're happy with 3 in a row, okay? With 25 throughout the game, and just shows you the when players, because this was a team effort in all the same. They get to a point, then they're focused and locked in. I mean, they're still competing at all the other parts of basketball, but then that one area, there's 1 or 2 areas they could have had 45 rebounds or something crazy like that, but they had 25 3-pointers, which obviously it's a part of the game where then the other team is like playing catch up the whole time. Like you're not you trying to go and settle for the paint, right? You want to get it into your big guys, layups, dunks, high percentage stuff. But then when they're shooting 3 constantly on top of that, and then every now and then you're missing a dunk or you missing the layup or it gets blocked or defended, then that's the issue. And obviously that's where coaching and players are like, man, we might have to play we might play along with them. And obviously you try to do that and that doesn't, work out for yourself because you're not in that groove, but they are. But it's just unfortunate that when you come across a team this hot, then you got to do your best out there as the opposing team.
AG, you're exactly right. And Corey, good morning to you. You're spot on with this one, brother. And I was thinking of another game as well. Corey says, the Bama game made me think of Nebraska getting boat raced at Michigan State earlier this year. They couldn't miss. That was very symbolic. That Saturday mid-afternoon game, I was watching that, Raff, up at Cap. I think you were down in Huntsville. We were texting back and forth. I mean, it was almost like Michigan State was shooting into an ocean. Then the second half also reminds me, Jackson, Raff, and AG, and Corey as well, when the second half of the Nebraska-Iowa game at Iowa, where they came out and was hitting everything. There weren't all threes, but there were a lot of them. Raff, I want to break this down to you. All the 3-pointers that Alabama had. You had Phil on. He was 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. Youngblood was 5 of 11 from the 3-point line. Sears, of course, was 10 of 16 from the 3-point line. Holloway was 6 of 13 from the 3-point line. And then we got an offshoot right here. Sherrill, he had 2 3-pointers. So you think about it, AJ, you were talking about those times back and down the court, maybe missed a layup there or missed a dunk there. You think about it, for every time, there were a few times they missed, BYU's going on the court, 3 times, they were down 9 points just in that clip alone. They were getting 9-0 on top of the lead they already had. Raff, and AJ alluded to that, Raff, where he mentioned, he goes, as a coach, it's kind of like what do you do? Yeah. Raff, it seemed like at a point to where BYU's coach, Mark Crowfoot, I know his first name is Mark, he just looked like, what is going on?
Yeah, well, you saw it a lot too in Nate Oates' interview when they interviewed him, and they're like, yeah, they're running with us right now, but you sort of saw that glint in his eye where he's like, yeah, but we're the best at what we do. And that's that they hit Alabama's strength. BYU tried to keep up with them. And I think Nate Oates knew he kind of had him right where he wanted them. And then I think you look at BYU too. I think by the sounds of it, their best years of basketball are yet to come. It sounds like they have another great player coming to campus next year. So I'd keep your eye out for BYU in the future. And then if he decides to stay, they're going to be loaded. But I just think last night they played into Alabama's hands. At first they were running with Alabama, but Alabama, that quick shooting. But, it's feast or famine with that. They could come out against, it's Duke, I believe, on Saturday. They could come out against Duke and not hit the broadside of a barn, and it'll put Alabama in a bad shape. So when you play that kind of basketball, you've got to be somewhat consistent with it.
Absolutely. Real quick on the Maryland game, because I want to give a lot of time to this. The next two as we go on real fast. Maryland takes care of loses to Florida 87-71. Florida had just a cadre of guys that carried that win. Chinlu had 10, Richard had 15, Martin had 14, Clayton had 13, Hugh had 13, Aberdeen had 12, and a few of the guys with a bucket here or there. I mean, and it was a collective effort. The way they just Maryland's a very pesky team, very gritty, but they just distributed the ball very well. And Maryland just didn't have a lot of answers for that game. It was close for a little bit, and then Florida, again, there were so many guys that were hot. They just kind of overwhelmed Maryland 87-71 to send them home packing as well. Gentlemen, Duke, took care of Arizona. Austin sent me a text last night. It was, I don't know, it was about 11:55.
Oh, he was happy. Oh, I know he was happy.
He was happy, AG. And you know what? I said yesterday in the year, I said, you know what? Duke has not been tested, and I think that Arizona will do that. And I even picked Arizona maybe to upset those guys. I said, I think it'll be a close game because Arizona was favored, Duke was favored to lose by 10. And Austin
Really?
said, they were favored to lose by 10. I mean, and
Being the number 1 seed too, that's crazy.
Yeah, well,
Crazy.
Arizona was favored to lose by 10, and they were kind of
Arizona. Okay, you
Arizona.
said Duke. All right, you said Duke.
And I was like, Arizona was probably thinking like, okay, we know we're playing the number 1 team, but 10 points, you're gonna put us
They
down.
lost by 7. So
And you know what? And exactly, and they pounded, they took care of business. But Duke and Coop, man, he's built different. Jackson,
Yes.
30 buckets, 30 points. He dropped 30.
I didn't realize he was 18 years old, yo.
18, bro.
I did not. So he's a freshman or a sophomore?
Yeah.
What is he?
He's a true freshman.
He's a freshman.
He's a true freshman, right?
He's a freshman.
He's a true freshman.
He's a true
He'll
freshman.
be the number 1 pick in the NBA
Yeah,
draft.
he's
AG in it right now. I'm gonna brag myself. He's AG in it right now. Freshman year, doing it. I love it.
He came in.
I
I
like
mean, just ridiculous last night. When they needed a bucket, he would get it. When they needed a rebound, he would get it. The dude is just all world. And to think that he was playing high school ball last year, like you said, Jackson, he got you guys for how many
Dude,
points?
he dropped about 30 on my high school when I was a senior because he's just a dog. The team as a whole beat us by 60.
Well,
that team, the team that he's on, there's a few of them in this tournament.
Jackson, you're forgetting about the other guy that was on his team.
Who was on?
Derek Queen.
Yeah.
Derek Quinn was on that team too? Good God.
I always forget with
Where's
Montverde.
he at,
Growing up with Montverde, I always forget about these teams because throughout high school, like he's at Maryland. When I was in high school, I got to see, or just in school in general, I got to see that team with Cooper Flagg, but I also got Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes. I got years prior when I was in like middle school, RJ Barrett. That school's just crazy. I always forget. Yeah, Derek Queen was on that team. There's a few of them that are in this tournament. They put a graphic up on ESPN during one of the games last weekend about this Montverde team that I had to play, but my high school had to play.
So they were just boat racing teams.
Oh, they were. And Cooper Flagg. I've been saying it for years. I mean, this man's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft.
The best thing about last night was the analyst goes, yeah, I'm surprised they were undefeated.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it's like basketball is a whole new world where the talent is like literally everywhere, and you know it when you see the kids walk in the building. Everybody well over 6 feet tall, and then once you see them moving on the court, you're like, oh yeah, this is a different world right here. And one of my good friends, a good friend of mine, another humble brag here, Hank Basket, his son, Hank Basket Jr. is on his way right now. I think he's a freshman, and he's already 6'3" or 6'4", and he's probably averaging 20 points a game right now out in Calabasas, California. So I'm watching him on Instagram like, my goodness, he's a baby, but he's doing it. He's doing it. So basketball is a different world, boy. I tell you, compared to football, other sports,
yes, it is.
It is a different world.
Yes, it is, man. So Florida will obviously advances. Duke advances as well. And then that last game, man, I tell you right now, if you're Arkansas, you got to be sick this morning, even worse than you were last night walking off, because the next morning is when it hits you. AG, Raff, and Jackson, you wake up and say, we were up 16 points.
Yep.
We were up 16 points. And if you stayed up late last night, that game went to overtime last night. Arkansas, Texas Tech. And I'm going to tell you, you were not disappointed if you did stay up, because Texas Tech ended up knocking Arkansas off with a last minute was the last possession that Texas Tech had. Goes down and Darian Williams hits a shot with 7.3 seconds left. Arkansas gets one more try. They don't get it in, but 85-83, Texas Tech comes back from 16 points. Raff, how sick are you right now if you are Arkansas, man?
Oh yeah, you definitely. This one's definitely hurts, but then it's one that they can use it as motivation. I mean, it's kind of, has kind of a little bit of that Florida State, Nebraska feel to it a little bit, to where this is Calipari's first year. You had a lot of new players there, so you can use this as fire, maybe to come into next year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what you got to do. You've got to use it you've got to turn it somehow into motivation for next year.
Right.
But then you also got to look at Texas Tech. Williams was stone cold, the first part of the game. And then their best player, he caught fire at the end. And that's basically, what decided that game. So, I mean, if you're Arkansas, yes, you're devastated by it, but you've got to find a way to turn it into some sort of positive or some sort of fire, some sort, something to going into next year now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I say it definitely questions, right? Calipari, not question him in a negative way, just like he was brought there to do that. To get the team even further, right? He left Kentucky, a place that was like you saw the writing on the wall why he left, but now he's in another place because whole NIL transfer portal that he's this kind of guy, kind of coach. He's an NBA coach as well, so he understood for him all this from start to finish of their season business, right? But still, that feel, Raff, I agree with Raff, that feel, this has got to be that building block for next year. So now, all those players, including Calipari, they'll have motivation and fuel to throw in the fire for 2025-2026 season because they had the squad. They got the players. They afford to have the players because of NIL and everything that goes on with college sports these days. So that right there, and it doesn't just goes to show you that, okay, if we have the NIL, that means we can get the players. We're going to have the players that's going to win. No, so you still got to, and I've said this, and you guys both know this. I said this every time. You still got to go out there and play the games.
Yes, you do.
I don't care what your salary cap is look like. I don't care what that is and who you got on the bench. You still got to kick the ball off, or you got to tip the ball off, or you got to first pitch it, a first serve every time. That was my mind. I remember my mindset coming in. But back here, when before I became a freshman at Omaha North and playing for the boys club, Omaha Boys Club player there. Shout out to Coach Carter and my brother Nicky, who coaches there. We played a team called Kingswood. Everybody that knows Kingswood in Omaha, they know who they are. They're a really good little league team, and everybody on my team was like, "That's the best team in town. We're not going to beat them." And I'm like, "Why?" Well, they this, that, and the other. I'm like, "Well, they still got to put their shoes and their pants on one leg at a time, just like we do." And we end up losing to them in the first game of the regular season in double overtime by 1 point. Then at the end of the season, we met them in the championship game and beat them 42-13. So it's like that right there is motivation for Calipari and their players for next year. Even though they got to wait a year. That's the tough part. They got to wait a year to get past this. But that year, use it wisely by preparing mentally for that. And that's what sports does. That's why I love competition. In general, sports in all facets, this is a life lesson for all them players. And even though Calipari is an older guy, hey, he's still learning, as a coach in terms of how to get past things and what he could have done better in that game to have his team in a winning position and not letting Texas Tech fight back and knowing, because when momentum switches in the game, and he's been around enough to know that, to then make the adjustments as a coach. That's where he got beat from as a coaching staff, with him and his players.
Well, I tell you what, it was a heck of a game for them to get it. Like you mentioned, AG and Raff, for them to weather that storm. You're saying, well, they came back from 16. What are you talking about, weather the storm? Because they could have cracked in regulation, and they got it to an OT until up, like I said, dropping that game. Williams shot with 7.3 seconds left. You look at real fast before we go to break, Texas Tech, they're scoring. You look at their scoring is the thing that stands out to me a lot. They were
3 players with 20 points or more.
Yeah, they were exactly. They were across the board. Those guys all stood up top in that 20. As you mentioned, AT Williams had 20. Anderson dropped in 22, and Williams had the most important 2 points, if you would, which separated the game and sent those guys to the Elite Eight, which they'll take care of business as well. So, folks, at the end of the show, towards the end, we'll get our picks for the games. It'll be tonight because there's going to be some great ones tonight. There'll be some great ones Sunday because we know the winners tonight will play Sunday.
I love March Madness.
It is a thing of beauty, man. It is truly.
It's out and about.
Yes, it is so awesome. It is so
like
awesome.
The sun here in Houston and Alabama for Raff.
Folks, when we come back, we'll have a brief history segment, and then we will hop right into the sound bites from yesterday. Holgerson, he keeps you entertained. We'll put it that way. We'll be back.
Oh, he's a character. I've told you, I interviewed him before a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait to see what he says. But you got to have that in the locker room. You got to have that. I love it. Hats off to Holgerson.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Just about everyone from every part of the state wants to win one of the 8 gray 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. But remember, since Nebraskans of all ages and locations around the state just love this game, tickets will sell fast. So play today and experience the power of gray. Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We're going to see plenty of sunshine for your Friday. It's going to be breezy, too. Wind gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour. High risk of fire danger, so a red flag warning will be in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. High temperature of 86 degrees. The record today, 90. So I don't think we're going to set a record this afternoon. Could bring in some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder overnight. Better chance of rain on your Saturday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to a $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey Stars fans, I'm Ford Jack Picard. Join us for Billet Appreciation Night on Saturday, March 29th when we take on the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. Our billets make each season possible by opening up their homes to players like me each season. We'll be honoring them before the game on the ice with us as a small token of our appreciation. Purchase your tickets now by heading to lincolnstars.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over 10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. A little bit of breaking news, not Nebraska football related. Jackson, what's the first one you got? And I'll read mine next, maybe before we hop on history.
Yeah, Peter Schrager of Fox Sports and NFL Network is leaving to join ESPN.
Go.
Peter Schrader is out of there as well. How long was he with them, though, man?
He's with them for a minute.
Pull that up. I think it was a long time.
Yeah,
long time he's been there.
Long time been in there.
He's been bouncing. Like, he was always moonlighting with them and then also with another network. You know, if it wasn't CBS or ABC or ESPN, because he was ESPN first for a while, but then he was bouncing back and forth between that and NFL Network.
Bouncing back and forth. So that's some news out there amongst the talking heads. And one that's really weird here. 2 days before the start of spring practice, Kent State is parting ways with Kenny Burns, their head coach. So not sure what's going on there. But 2 days before spring ball just makes you wonder what in the world is happening, whether it was something that was off the field or who knows. But as of right now, Kent State, it just dropped on Twitter. It makes you scratch your head for sure. Base salary of $475,000.
It's not the first head coach we've seen fired recently, too, with the Stanford.
Yeah,
Stanford did it, too.
Yes, Stanford
did it. And that was done by
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck did it. He's the GM for Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
That one's interesting.
So it's interesting, like you mentioned, AG, with Stanford's coach being fired by Andrew Luck, and then just broke here just a few minutes ago. Kent State parts ways with Coach Kenny Burns. So, yeah, it makes you wonder if they're doing things like that. It makes you assume that we're something we just obviously don't know about as of yet that was non-football or their sport related. So who knows with that as far as that goes. But those were some of the breaking news that are going on amongst the coaching ranks. This segment is
hey, before you read it, I think Kent State's got to push all their chips in the middle of the table and go get Nick Saban.
Right.
Say that again.
I think Kent State's got to push all their chips to the middle of the table and go get Nick Saban.
I don't think I'd ever thought I'd hear Nick Saban in Kent State.
Nick ain't coming off. What he doing.
You guys forget Kent State is his alma mater.
Yeah, where he started at. He actually started there coaching too and playing.
Well,
he coached 3 years before he left out of there to Michigan State.
My only thing is they better get a whole bunch of chips because Kenny Burns' yearly salary is what I think Saban was making a month.
All right.
But you never know. I mean, I don't, in this crazy age of college sports we're in, nothing would shock me
Bill
anymore.
Belichick can be the head coach of UNC, Nick Saban can go to Kent State.
Hey, I got another little trivia. Ask and a question I could throw in here. Nick Saban is also the uncle to a famous Green Bay Packer wide receiver. of history's past?
Let me see. I wouldn't know.
Anybody? Chat? The text line? Let y'all think about that for a second.
Yeah, I have no idea on that one. He's the uncle, so it would be either his wife's sibling or his sibling is married. Okay. Miss Child is married to one of them. Okay. I have no idea.
What you say, Raff? What's your
Oh, I just said Miss Terry. I was just thinking his wife. I was trying to think who she'd be related to. Tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Give us a hint at least.
Oh, it's an easy hint. If I say the hint, I say the hint, y'all gonna get it.
Bill and Bennett has one. I'm not gonna say it yet.
I'll just say this. I'll say he was a part of the Super Bowl roster back in 1996. I'll just say that. That's probably the best way I could put it out there. Because if I say what I can say, you'll know right away.
That might eliminate Bill and Bennett's guess.
So that eliminates anybody that was on my roster between 2000 and 2010. So we got Jordy Nelson and Donald Driver. So they're off because they were in college, just like I was.
Don.
Good.
Hey, so they were, let me see. I'm trying to think of receiver. Hey, was it Antonio Freeman?
Close. You're getting close. Couldn't
have been Donald Driver.
Robert Ferguson.
Remember, it was not on the roster.
Oh, was not on the roster.
No. So he was, but Robert Ferguson, Donald, not on the roster.
Okay.
So you got to remember, 96 Super Bowl team. 90,
so they were on the 96 Super Bowl team.
Yes.
Was it Desmond Howard?
Getting close.
Ooh.
You're going down the list. You just go down the list now. Just make the list.
Was it Keith? Was it Bubba Frank? No, Bubba was there when you. Was it Bubba Franks?
What did I just say? 80?
No, not Bubba.
No.
Receiver.
Bubba was at high school then, I think. He was in high school.
Bubba's the same age as I am.
No, he is not. He's 2-3 years younger than me. He was a first-round draft pick in 2000.
Was it Keith Jackson?
Getting close. You're going down the line.
That's what I was
You're going down the line. I like it. Want me to just give y'all the answer?
Yeah. No.
Got terrible guesses?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. All right.
I only keep thinking for a second because my mind, I'm just going back to that time. But you got to remember, for me, that was 30 years ago. So,
and excuses. What's all these excuses?
No, I'm sorry you remember everything. I don't. I'm trying
to. I didn't say that. Nope. I did not say I remember everything. I know I don't remember everything.
Dang it. Raff, you gotta know this.
We gotta do history, right? Let's get to history and then we come back to it.
I mean, I gave my BB guess. James Lofton.
No, that was way before.
Yeah, he was before too. He was before that team. Yeah. History. Let's do history. Come back to it.
Here we got. Before we do the history, we got this segment is brought.
Oh yeah, we got that segment. Yeah. Pay the bills.
Financial services. Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help you protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Rafferty, what you got, my man?
All right. My history for today, 41 years ago today, December 28th, 1984, the Baltimore Colts packed up in the cloak of darkness.
Oh, yeah.
Indianapolis. A lot of people wonder why they moved in the middle of the night. It's because the city of Baltimore was about ready to declare eminent domain to take over the Colts. Robert Irsay Sr. said, this is not happening. He packed up the Mayflower vans and said, peace out.
We out.
That's my
straight Jack move. That was a straight, like, NWA, straight Jack move right there. People did not like that, man.
No, and they still have not forgiven him, man.
No, they haven't. Nah. Straight Jack move in the middle of the night.
What's
that? What's that old R&B song? Midnight Caller or something like that? Like Al Jarreau?
There was Midnight Train to Georgia was one. There was another
with Gladys Knight. That was with Gladys Knight. Midnight Train to Georgia. That's what happened. They
backed
did.
it up left.
Yeah.
What you got, AG?
Oh man, I got a fun game for all the gamer heads out there that are in the chat and listening in. We go back to this day, March 28th, 2006. The Elder Scrolls, what's that? 4 Oblivion came out. It's an action role-playing game developed by Bethesda Studios that is now owned by Microsoft, co-published by Bethesda Softworks and 2K Games. And it was the 4th installment of the Elder Scrolls series following the 2002 Elder Scrolls 3 Merwin and was released also on Microsoft Windows and 360 in 2006, followed by PlayStation 3 in 2007. So taking place within the fictional province of Cyrodiil. The game's main story focuses on the main character's efforts to thwart the fantastical cult known as the Mystic Dawn that plans to open portal gates to demonic realm known as Oblivion. So there you go. That's the game. And still playing it now, man. Guys, people go hard on that. My wife bought me that game. The only reason I didn't finish it was my patience. Like, I do have patience, guys. I have patience. But for whatever reason, this is the only time my patience didn't work with me. Because, those type of... So this game, AD, Raff, you got to create your character. Like, you birth your character. You basically... You have a blank canvas, you skin color, what species, height, size, weight, sex, what language they speak, if they speak Orc or Spanish, what you do everything. Hair, they're gonna have cornrows or they're gonna have a Jerry curl like Michael Jackson. This is one of those games, and so I couldn't get it. Took me an hour to create me on the game because I wanted to be an orc. I want to be an orc, and so I made my orc. I gave myself an afro, and I was like, I had a blue belt and a sword and everything. So yeah, it took an hour for that. So I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm done. But a great game, by the way. Play it if you can. It's a good fun game.
Oh, I love it. Ryan Bader says, was it BB? You already said not BB.
No, we already said BB.
David from Renew says, was Andre Rison?
Ding, 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 ding. Winner, Dave Renew. My man, Black Moon Rising. That's why I say I couldn't say the other phrase I could use. Chris Berman coined it. Black Moon Rising. He is Nick Saban's nephew.
I did not know that, man.
I did not know that either.
Oh my! When did you find that out?
When I just saw Andre we had a Christmas signing in Appleton, Wisconsin for the holidays. It's Christmas with the Packers. I do it every year. It's about 10 days before Christmas. And he was with us this time. And we sat next to each other. And of course, we're telling war stories the whole time. And he brought up, he's like, because I knew he was from Michigan. He's from Michigan. He's not far from Gilbert Brown, where he went to high school. So they competed against each other in high school. So, and he just said, hey, I was at Michigan State and da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember Nick Saban being there. We played them my freshman year. He said, yeah, da-da-da-da. I was at that game, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, and then it came out later, his mom, his wife, my mother's sister. I was like, huh? I was like, what? Oh, like, okay. Nice.
That is a small world, man.
Small world, bro. You just had no idea. I've been knowing that man for a long time. I met him, I think, when I first got to Green Bay. He came back for an event, so 2000. So I've been knowing him since 2000 and just finding that out about him.
Andre Rison.
I said, that's a good trivia question. Nobody. But Dave, he nailed it.
He nailed it.
He went down the list.
Got it in. Old Dad 34, you had a guess too. Obviously, wasn't Donald Driver. That's what I was thinking for a while too. Hizzlebear, good morning to you. Goes, good morning, fellas. Thanks for the shout out yesterday. Made a big move yesterday and signed up for Pharaohs. There you go, my man. Thank you for helping me get motivated. Man, brother, absolutely. And thanks to the ticket for getting me $200 off. Hizzlebear, man, I'm proud of you making that move for your literally for your life. Because anytime you take a move for your health, it's literally a move for your life. So, brother, congrats on that. The birthdays, as well as making the move for yourself as far as your lifestyle goes, man. Folks, when we come back, we got a lot of sound bites we'll get into. Hogerson will keep you laughing, keep you thinking, as they were on the mic yesterday along with Raiola. We'll come back with that, folks. We're on the drive. It's Ticket. We'll be right back.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead. Sleep in. You deserve it. And choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over $10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to a $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Early break, sort of interesting that we could all learn from. He doesn't look at himself just as a running back, he said.
I look at myself as a weapon. You should follow suit. I'm not just a radio host. I'm a weapon.
Noted.
Noted. We're weapons.
Weapons.
Yes. Weapons of destruction.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We are back on this beautiful Friday morning. This week has definitely flown by very quickly. I am jealous, though, Raff and AG and Jackson, because I know a lot of people are going to be golfing today here in Lincoln, although it's going to be windy, and that is not an option for me at this point. But we will see what happens with this continues to heal up. But, man, it is a gorgeous day in the capital city, man. I just want to be outside.
Yeah.
I can still read out. I can still read outside, though, right, y'all?
Sure can.
Yay, fun.
Yeah. So what you can't do? AD, no. What is it? Something you can't do? Right?
Oh, because of my back, I can't swing a club yet.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So how's walking for you?
You know, walking is getting better. It's getting a lot better. I've been doing the decompression table. That has helped out tremendously. Want a big shout out to Sport and Spine, Kyle Schunkweiler and Grant out there, and to Rachel and her team at the Body Lab and doing the needling on the back. So it's definitely improving. But even from kickboxing is not going to happen for a while. The punching will, but I'm still probably about a week and a half away from their recommendations because of the twist.
So you've been walking.
Yeah. The walking part is getting better. It's definitely improving.
So I'll say, just walk sit on your front porch, read. And take a little jump to the front of the lawn, back to the chair.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sit on the deck for sure and do some work, reading out there.
Get something, man.
Yeah, I was able to get a lift in this morning, so the lifting is good. It's only upper body stuff, and very light depending on what I'm doing. The recumbent bicycle, one where you're kind of leaned back and riding that way, so it's not stressing the back much. But it was good to get in the gym and sweat. Seen Big Brandon Stye in there, man. We go in about the same time. We kind of go after the morning crowd gets out right before the show. That's one good thing about the show starting later. You miss all the people because I'd go early before, it'd be swamped in there between 5 to 6, between 5 to 7 be swamped. But now when I go some more laid back, if I don't work out my basement, I'll go there. And Big Stye, man, Stye looks good, AG and Raff. Stye looks now like, he can still play O-line, but he's trimmed down. Obviously, he doesn't have all that weight anymore, but Stye looks very good. Brendan Stye, of course, one of the pipeline dudes. But rapping in the mornings, he looks great, man. He looks great and strong.
The dude I saw on my visit to Lincoln, this was my official high school visit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's that weight room part of the visit, right? We get toured through the weight room. We meet Boyd, we meet Brian Bailey and some other guys. And Brian and Stye is on the incline rack. Got spotters. I swear to God, I think he had 545 on incline.
Good God.
I said, yeah, I'm coming to Nebraska. It's not a problem. It was already, it was like done deal. But when I saw that, when I knew this is incline press, y'all. You don't, this is a difference from bench press
that is
to
ridiculous.
Incline press. And on incline press, he has almost 600 pounds, if not over 600 pounds. I said, yeah, this is where I'm going.
Them boys.
I still got a couple more visits, but at the end of the day. It took a while, right? But still, I was like, good gracious. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, and AG, here's why I love the gym still. Just grabbing that steel, grabbing the weight. I mean, like I said, even with the things going on the back, it feels good to just grab that iron again. And Craig, good morning to you. Goes to the Sty hold any lift records? I'd be shocked if he didn't. I can't answer.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he did
I don't know.
I'd be
shocked. Yeah, I'd be shocked if he did not.
You will be surprised. Lance Brown, wide receiver out of Papillion, holds some records. That shocked me when I was on campus. I was like, hold up, time out.
Lance was strong, man. And
I'm like, where? So he got the hang clean, I think. And that I figured out later, he learned the proper, like he learned Olympic style hang clean. And that because what most of us, we did power clean at that time. We didn't never drop into the squat part of the Olympic squat hang clean. So that's where he got us on it. I was like, oh, I was like, ooh, he found a hack. It wasn't, it's not illegal. It's the Olympic style of hang clean. And so he learned that technique to get more weight up. So he was hang cleaning more some of the D lineman work and O lineman. His name is on the rack. His name is on there.
Lance is still, and his son that just finished playing for Nebraska, he was reserve split in, but just a solid kid.
Yeah,
was there as well. Real quick story. Raff and AG and Jackson, we were looking at some old videos. It was my bachelor, not my bachelor party, but the night before the wedding, we were playing basketball in my godbrother, my cousin's backyard. Godbrother, he's not a really godbrother, but our parents go back years and years. Tim Roseberry, if you're a longtime Lincoln native, you remember Tim Roseberry. His dad was his late father was Sensei John Roseberry that had Shoei Shobokan dojo here in town. But we had it at Tim's house. We're playing basketball, and you see me, Baron Miles, and Tommy Frazier were playing ball. And my kids were teasing me, said, man, all y'all had traps like crazy. Just our shoulders were just low out. And I was like, AG made me think of that because we lifted different back then, man. I mean, it was old school.
We were ahead of the game.
We were ahead of the game. Boyd had us doing things to where and that's why we were
bigger, stronger, faster. Bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah, we were the blue.
I call my program leaner, stronger, faster. I took the bigger out. I was like, I'm just trying to be lean. I am being stronger and faster, but leaner.
Oh,
that's
man.
what
Insane.
Cigar, Red Bull, vodka.
Huh? Where did this come from? We go from powerlifting to vodka. You come off the top rope with that one, Raff. I'll say he said, I'm about to come off the top rope.
Hey, I'm dizzy. I'm laughing so hard right now, and you said it so smooth. I call mine cigars and Red Bull vodka.
Hey, I like Raff.
Everyone's lift is different.
He just threw the curveball in that conversation.
There's no judgment.
No judgment. I just like it. He came off the top rope like Ric Flair.
Right off the top.
Raff, you my dog, man. I'll tell you somebody else who's my dog, and these folks are awesome people. Raff, what does Renew do for you?
Everything.
Everything. You can call or text Nate, Eric, or David at 402-833-3858 or visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. Again, that's renewyourauto.com. From body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray. He's still got
Focus up, AD. Focus up.
Rust proofing and undercoating and so much more. And I know Dave's laughing too, man. So give Nate and Eric and David a text or a call today at 402-833-3858. Again, that's 402-833-3858. And learn more online at renewyourauto.com and see what Renew can do for you.
Yay.
We've got some sound bites to go, and we'll do this real quick. And then we got some business partners we'll discuss as well. Jackson, do the introduction, man.
Yeah, so we had a little presser yesterday. Dana Holgerson spoke. Dylan Raiola spoke. We saw a little bit of Corey Barney. Nothing really much from him. But Raiola, we'll start off with here. He talked a lot about his physical shape because a lot of the talk this offseason with him was, is he going to get in shape? A lot of people were saying he was out of shape, whatever. There's a lot of talk surrounding his physical shape. He answered a lot of questions about it. Here's a quick one right here. Someone asked, what was the importance of your physical shape this offseason to you?
If I'm being honest, it sucks. I'm just being honest. Like, you know, it's a constant grind every day. Sometimes you don't see change right away. In this instant, you know, physical body standpoint doesn't change in a day, doesn't change in a week, doesn't change in 2 weeks, not even 3. So it's just the consistency of staying on it and keep going. And you know, I'm just grateful for, you know, our strength staff, our nutrition staff, even my dad. My dad's been involved heavily as well. So it's been a team effort. I'm grateful. I feel amazing right now. Probably the best shape I've ever been in. Yeah, no, I feel great. You know, I went on spring break, came back probably about 9 or 10 pounds lighter. So, you know, that was an emphasis. I mean, kind of getting away from the program and you know, just always the soreness and, you know, just all the lifting we do here, which is great. But kind of just to, you know, take that step, you know, like I said, it doesn't happen in 4 weeks. You know, that was probably week 6 or 7. And it kind of all of a sudden snapped. And here we are. It's perfect time, you know, ready in the spring ball.
Gentlemen, Raff, AG, Raff, start if you would. Comments on that. You know, we're talking about obviously the mobility, also the durability of a Raiola and just how much this means for just him overall, just as far as his health and just overall playability at playing quarterback, reducing the weight. What's your thoughts on that, my man?
Well, first off, my first thoughts were last week when Coach Rule came up to the podium and said that he made made reference about playing at 240, but him never being at 240. The one thing we've said about Coach Rule since he's been here, he's very calculated at the mic. He knows everything that he's saying. He knew what he got out of that. They just want Raiola to be at a playing weight to where he could be most mobile and stuff like that. I've never had any questions about any dedication like you said, it sucks, you know, getting your weight in check to where it needs to be at, but his dedication and his love for the craft of football and the game and where he wants to go, he's going to put himself through any regimen or whatever he needs to do to put himself in the best possible scenario to be the most successful person that he can be. Because I think what gets lost a lot is Dylan Raiola wants to be one of the best ever. And I think that this is just one of those parts for him. Like you said, it sucks, but he's going to do whatever it takes to be the best he can be. And I think you'll see that this year on the field.
AG, there's something he spoke about in general. It's ironic. You and I were just talking about the weight room. You notice he mentioned the weight room and that aspect. What's your thoughts on that, my man?
Oh, man. I love the honesty. It sucks because it does. In the beginning,
absolutely.
Working out is a process. And if you're not about the process, yeah, it's going to be a long road. But eventually the process will lock you in. And then because eventually you're going to figure out, okay, either I'm going to be really happy about doing this stuff at like 6 a.m. or I'm not. So it's going to make you make a decision. Like, okay, I'm going to like this, because if I don't like it, I'm going to hate every bit of it. And it's really not going to benefit me the whole way it needs to be, because you're not locked in. You're not being positive about it. So you got to be positive about it. It might be a quarterback thing. Brett had the same issues with working out. He hated working out. He hated lifting weights. But so that's why I'm laughing, because like this is a part of sports, right? Physical sports has the process, and the process of your weight program, your off-season conditioning, your in-season program, your in-season conditioning, and all that stuff that you have to do to be healthy, to be consistent on the field, because all this work now will pay dividends going into the regular season. So when he does have to scramble, when he does take a sack, when he does get beat up a little bit by linebackers and D linemen from the Big Ten schools that we're going to face, his body can handle it much more. You know, what the DCs are going to throw at him, and linebackers are going to do, safeties, blitz, and all that is going to boil down to now. And that's where they got not just Dylan, all the players in that locker room got to understand this is the time to pay. You're going to pay for it now. It hurts. It sucks. You're getting up early. You tired. Get your cold tub it, contrast with the hot tub. Learn all the little tricks of the trade that helps you recover, because come September, October, November, this is when that dividend is going to come back on the field. You're going to be like, man, I remember in March, I was sore. My back was like this. My hamstrings were tight and this, that, and the other. But now look, we're doing this to the teams that we lost to last year. We're doing that, So this is the process that starts. And this is what makes you a athlete that finds out one day, oh, I could play in the NFL. You know, or I could play in Major League Baseball, or I could play at the pro volleyball level, or I could go to the Olympics. Because if you understand and you embrace the grind, the suck, this is military talk as well. You embrace the suck, then it's all this. So I love the first part, man, this sucks. It does. That's no other way to put off-season conditioning, off-season training for any professional sport or any sport, not even, I want to say professional, all from little league all up. When you get started, it's the hardest part. Then the other hard part is keeping it going.
Absolutely. You know, before we play the Holgerson real fast, there's something my dad would say to us when we were kids, and I'll never forget this, man. And it's similar to what you hear today. But my father would always tell us, he goes, boy, you better get comfortable in uncomfortable situations. You better be comfortable and learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. That has always stuck with me. Always stuck with me. Absolutely, man. Always stuck with me. I think about AJ all the time that you had rehab with your knees and the surgeries. You had to get comfortable in uncomfortable situations, or you don't heal, you don't grow. And Dylan and the rest of the company is going to learn that as well when they're in uncomfortable games. How do you get comfortable when games are close? With the number of games we lost this year, we can play Holgerson's real fast too.
Yeah, we got
You choose, my man.
Yeah, we got a few here. He talked a lot. He was bouncing around. This is kind of like, you know, one of his first pressers since
He does that. He bounces around. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. He's like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, like
he's all over the place, getting blown up by the Roadrunner.
Yeah, he likes to extend, but they talked a lot. They asked him about like kind of like tight end room here for a little bit. They asked him, is Carter Nelson going to play tight end? You know, he said that's the plan. They want him to come back in to start playing tight end when he gets healthy. That's about Harvick's transition. He said that's going good. But a question that stuck out to me when I cut up all this audio yesterday, so when I was listening to it, they kind of asked how comfortable he is with the quarterback room, which I feel like not a lot of people have asked about. How the comfortability of the quarterback room, because it's all the talk's just been Raiola. Not a lot of people talk about Gramstad, but you'll kind of hear him talk about how Gramstad contributes to this offense and what he means to this quarterback room right here.
Yeah, good. You know, Jalen Gramstad call him Granddad. He's the old guy. Just
I love it.
It's a coincidence what the last name is, because he really does act like a granddad. You know, I mean, he's a great leader. You know, he's got a ton of experience. You know, I was glad that he came back. I mean, he gives us another guy that knows the offense. Smart kid. You know, got a lot of reps last year, especially in January, or in February or December. He got a lot of reps because he was the number 2. You know, and so he throws a good ball. He knows the offense. He knows the terminology. Kids like him. You know, feel comfortable with him. You know, TJ and Marcos guys coming in have a lot of talent. They just need to learn it. It's going to take them a year to learn it. You know, so how much they progress, they're going to get better every time they go line up. You know, and we got a long ways to go to let those guys compete. Who the backup's going to be, I don't know. It'd obviously be Jalen right now, just based on the fact that he understands everything.
Nice. Holgerson is a dude to where I don't know him at all. Don't know him from Adam, but just following his coaching career. Know some folks who have coached with him, though. Jason, who's a receivers coach at Colorado now, used to be a coach with him when he was at Houston, where Jason played receiver at as well. But the dude is a funny guy, and I think it's cool. And I don't think we talk about Gramstad enough, though, you guys, because I think it's good to have someone, in my opinion, you guys, with his pedigree and his maturity. Gramstad has seen a lot. He was very successful at his prior stop. I forget what school he was at. Was it in Iowa? Where was he? I was small college in Iowa, wasn't it? Yeah, small college in Iowa, and could sling that ball too. Obviously not Iowa, University of Iowa or Iowa State. It was a small college in Iowa, I believe. And text line, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But Gramstad is a guy that brings, I think, maturity to that locker room. Raff, you playing QB before, and AG, real quick, you know, as you as well, having multiple quarterbacks in a room besides your Brett, if you would, obviously, Raiola, I'm not calling him Brett, but having your starter. Raff, when you had a couple quarterbacks that were comfortable, how much more peace did you have as a coach, knowing that, okay, if one goes down, I got someone that I can hand the keys to?
Oh, it makes all the difference in the world. And not just if one goes down, just if one's not playing well, it gives you that option to give your quarterback maybe a possession or two on the sideline just to look at things, you know, see things from the outside looking in. And then also too, for Gramstad, it's also, I think, going to be a positive for him, for his future. I'm not sure if he, has aspirations to be a coach or anything like that, but having that opportunity to have another year under Holgerson, to see the way he runs his offense, and then them talking about how he knows the offense and he's there to be even Dylan had mentioned that he called Graham said just to ask him to come back for him just as a player. So I think there's a lot of positives that can come from this for him returning for another year.
AG, of course, you had you played with a lot of different quarterbacks, but Brett Favre being in that locker room, Aaron was Rodgers being in that locker room.
Yep.
The stability that brought you guys as an organization, how key is it to have able and well and athletic and quarterbacks that could get it done, more than just one?
It's top on the list. There's a lot of things that are priority, but all that is priority, right? On top of the list. When you have your quarterbacks that the set roster in terms of, and then you also know things like they know the reps, they know how plays goes, so they learn on that stuff, and that's what this time is for these players now. For in that room, it's important now. And now Dana, I know for him, just like me as a coach, I'm like, okay, now I really get to coach, because this is the coaching time, because we don't have no games. There's nothing. I mean, we obviously won't have a spring game, so let's really dig into some different coaching levels of the process off the field, in the meeting room, breaking down film that I could show these kids, and they could show me. Because Dylan and his dad, I know pretty sure Dom got him watching film on his own too. So they can learn off of each other. And this is where basically the osmosis of being around other quarterbacks, don't matter the talent level of who's better than who, it's y'all sitting there together in the room. And so all the other quarterbacks get to feed off each other. They feel off of Dylan, and the other guys, Harburg is in there, and then Dana and what he's experienced being a head coach, being a wide receivers coach, all that then molds together, and they learn from each other. And so this is where the mental process starts for Dylan being the guy, and then whoever his backup is going to be, they start to fill in those gaps and experience to get better now. And then they can use the spring ball, whatever which way it's going to go, obviously beyond the practices, use that as learning, stacking blocks again. Like I'll rinse and repeat all this, stacking blocks to get better for the regular season, because things could then pay dividends for that, because it might be a moment where either we're up big and then Dylan comes out, and then, Harburg, you go in, or somebody gets hurt. Here you go. We know I got the trust in you. Dana will say to Matt, I trust so-and-so going in. After Dylan's done, or may get hurt. It's just part of the game. You got to understand. You have those scenarios. You got to get players ready for that. So now players, having Dana in from now spring ball to the rest of the season, you're gonna see a different, I say mindset, because I've watched Dana's teams over the years, and knowing, the one I did cover for Houston, those guys, especially in the quarterback position, play. They have wits about them. They're clever. You could tell they're always thinking when they're sitting up in that pocket before they let the ball loose to their receivers. They're understanding the coverage. They're understanding the situation before they let the ball loose, or they run with their legs. And I'm glad he said that, because he likes, all his quarterbacks have been scrabbling quarterbacks. Obviously they're not a Lamar Jackson. They're not a, somebody that's going to be elusive or big like a Josh Allen, but they can get the first down with their legs just in case. So knowing that he has that in the room too, that makes I know that makes him happy, because that's somebody type of athlete he's always coached, being a head coach or even being a quarterback's coach.
Josh Hall, appreciate you, man. Northwestern College, Iowa, Northwestern College, and I appreciate you, brother, for that. Hazelbear, appreciate you. Unknown Texter 3259, Nebraska Western used to play them when they were still in the G-Pack, the old G-Pack. Appreciate it, Unknown Texter.
Oh, wow, I remember that.
59. Folks, there's a lot more we could go, but unfortunately, we don't have a lot more time, because we're going to hop the break, and we got one more last segment, man. Two? Yeah, let's do that.
No, we got two more segments.
We got two more segments. We got this one. We got something. Let's play one more then. Let's play one more quick.
All right. Let me
you choose.
Let me look through here. We're kind of keeping on a similar theme here with the veterans, because they asked them about Spindler and Pritchett, how they're adjusting right now too. So let me play this clip from that question.
Yeah, we'll play a quick one.
What I've noticed is just a veteran presence. I mean, we got a lot of young guys in that room. We got some older guys, but a lot of those older guys are hurt for spring and not going to be able to participate. So we're, adding those guys and putting them with the first group. It's refreshing, and so Rocco's outgoing, vocal. we'll talk, we'll coach the other guys, even though he's kind of just learning, but he understands football fronts, run game, protections. Elijah doesn't talk. They're two different kids, but you're bringing big bodies with experience and presence that we desperately needed up front.
We're going to let that ride to what he said, because we definitely got to be done by 11 o'clock. Yeah. Just remind you that real fast. Raff, before we do that though, brother, we're talking about doors. Talk to us about doors, brother.
All right. We're proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Folks, we wish we could play more. Again, we got the 11 o'clock hour just squeaking up on us real fast, and it ain't being squeaky either. We will be right back with one more segment. You can also obviously hop on the ticket on Twitter, go to the website, go to YouTube. You can hear more of those clips as well. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings.
It's the big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to a $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. It's been a great Friday. It's gone by fast. It's gone by very fast. Jackson, we appreciate you holding it down for us, my man.
Of course, of course.
Appreciate you much, man. You're back Monday as well,
I'm
right?
back Monday.
Back Monday.
Back Monday.
Raff, we don't know if Nick will be back or not.
Probably stay down there, probably get married, have 50 kids, you know. The dream down there.
He said, "Dang."
He'll probably find himself a lady down there and probably just decide to stay.
Where have I seen this happen before, Raff? Says the guy that's in Huntsville, Alabama. Raff, what do you got for the RGT, man?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the Nebraska Westland men's soccer team. Remember that they have their cornhole tournament Saturday, April 5th. You can check in at 1:30. It's $60 per team. All the funds are donated to Nebraska Westland men's soccer. Just really cool to see them going out and try to make to be as successful as they possibly can. So support Nebraska Westland men's soccer. You guys are Raff's Good Take.
I love it. I love it. Folks, just a quick note too. Remember, Nebraska takes on number 5 Oregon State tonight. That game is going to be on the Big Ten Network. Again, number 5 Oregon State. Nebraska hosts them tonight. Should be a beautiful night for baseball. They will play as well tomorrow. Make sure I get that time for you. Tomorrow's first pitch is at 2 p.m. Against Oregon State. That'll be on Big Ten Plus network. We're hoping the weather holds up for that, and then they'll play Oregon State again if necessary. That'll be Sunday at 12 p.m. and that will be, I believe, that'll be Big Ten Plus as well. So tonight is the Big Ten Network, and then Saturday and Sunday will be on the Big Ten Plus network. Is where that adds, folks. Kind of the 80 attitude adjustment. I was thinking about that this morning, man. I posted it in my socials. Be grateful for the people that brought light when you were in the dark. Be grateful for the people that brought some light into your life when you were in the dark. And I was just thinking about my own life and just how grateful I am. I thank God for the people who, over the years, man, through my parents being gone, through my own battles with grief and ill-advised decisions and being in the dumps and being in the dirt. The counselor, I see my boy Nate, I love that dude like crazy. People who loved you, didn't judge you, just loved you where you're at. Be grateful for the people who loved you when you were in the dark and they brought light with an encouragement, a call, a text, an email. Just said, brother, sister, I'm here. Be grateful for those folks. Make sure you let them know. Be thankful for those flashlights that you got in your life. AG, any words, my man?
Yeah, I know Raff is going to say it, but be nice. Be nice to everyone out there. The world is going fast, and we got so much time on this rock, hurling it into the space. And trust me, there's galaxies, and they just find a thing called a wall, in outer space. So trust me, the world's bigger than you. So be nice to people out there and take it one day at a time.
Love it. Raff, take us home, my man.
All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. Be nice to each other, and we will talk to you on Monday.